Hey Friendos, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Matt, and we are back with another weekly roundup of Marvel Future Fight. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, let's get into it. So let's have a look and see. Now we have these funky new tabs that we can look at on the right hand side to see what's going on. You can see this week we have our ranked battle. We finally kept Daredevil and Kingpin. It feels like a week too late now that we're on Ancient One and Crescent, but it is what it is. As you can see, the rankings aren't too high for Daredevil because, well, let's be honest, he's trash. So I think a lot of people were struggling to get his score too high. Kingpin, slightly easier. Again, he was better to use than Punisher was last week. I do feel that autoplay is not the way to go with this one. Manual play, so you can collect the buff orbs and avoid the stun attacks, is definitely the way to go. So hopefully we'll get something decent there. It'll be interesting to see if we get one or both of the rewards. We'll have to wait and see. We have the event quest going on at the moment. It's kind of annoying because it does have this one where you have to open a dimension rift, and like normally, like you can see here, I've got all of my things rolled to mythic, because normally, like when I have time, I like to open a mythic rift, but unfortunately, at times like this, a lot of people are just opening normals, which means it's really crap for farming. And you can see here the rewards for this aren't that great anyway. I mean, yeah, it's tier 4 rewards, but we're at the point now where a tier 4 material bundle that you get, it's only 225 Soul of the Faltine, and spoiler alert, that's pretty much just a day's farming now. So yeah, it kind of feels like diminishing returns for the amount of effort you've got to put into this event quest. I don't know if they could bump those. I'm not sure what's in the selector for completing all 35 quests, if it's something good, but boy, it better be. Then we have the event shop. Now, obviously, as we all know, my position on paywall uniforms, ones you actually have to spend money on, I refuse to get them. Even though I love Satana, I was one of the like 12 people in the whole world who actually watched the Hellstorm TV show. I think she's great. Obviously we've got Squirrel Girl, we have the discounted Gwenpool. As we know, following on from Christmas, they're now going back to the first year and reducing the cost of the first year ones for all the seasonals. The gold, which is the only thing people who are going to get the 10 tokens can use their 10 tokens on. And it's annoying that you can't even select, like, you know, max 10 or whatever. You have to do it one by one. It's almost like, yeah, you're paupers, so take these coins as we throw them at you. That's just how it feels from that Marvel devs these days. It's like you should be grateful for the scraps we're giving you. So you can see here, no, we did not buy Ancient One. This April Fool's is a complete April fails. It's absolutely not worth it at all. Turning him back into a male. You can see here we've got the old Deadpool. I almost thought about buying this one for completionist now that it is discounted down to 1050, but then I looked at it and I was like, okay, HP 30, chain hit 10, and then like the dodge is increased on the Deadpool and Wolverine anyway, and you get the extra buff of it being a synergy uniform between the Nice Pool and the Deadpool, so even that isn't worth it. And the sad truth is that so many paywalls have been entered into this now that as a collector it's just not worth doing. There used to be a time back in the old days where it would be worth doing, but nowadays it's just not. And in terms of as a support characters, you can see the new uniforms don't offer an awful lot. Now if you're a total like one of the real top whales, and let's be honest, if you're a top whale watching this, you've probably already bought these uniforms anyway, so I don't really need to be talking to you about them. But for anyone else, the value that you're going to get out of these uniforms for support or for min-maxing ABX ABL scores, you're just not going to get anything there. For the extra couple of 100,000 points you might get, is it really worth spending like 20 to 30 pounds or dollars wherever you are? Now you can see we do have the old uniforms. Like I say, the Gwenpool and Deadpool ones are both discounted. And it's a real shame. I'd love to see these ones become like, you know, available for something other than tokens. Satana one is amazing. Looks great for obvious reasons, as we all know. But hey, we're allowed to be, you know, gooners. If Marvel Rivals is just completely full of them, we all see how they react to every single Fimo skin that gets released. Most of the people playing that are girls, so I don't want to hear it. But yeah, unfortunately, ever since Captain Marvel, there's always been this kind of exclusionist. You can't be a real collector unless you have X, Y, and Z. And there are just so many. Look at how many uniforms there are now. There's just so many. It's just not even worth it. Unless you're purely spending just to be on the sake of it. And a lot of these have been replaced or will be replaced. I imagine the Quicksilver and is it Silk? They were the first summer uniforms, so I'm expecting. Or was it Iceman? It was Iceman or Quicksilver and Silk were the first summer uniforms. So I expect those will be discounted come the summer update. But even though we only have the 2 weeks of these seasonals or a week, I really wouldn't say it's worth buying any of them. Just avoid like the plague. So yeah, that's the state of the game in terms of this update. It's really been just a big old bag of nothing. You can see we did get them both to level 80. I am debating if we don't get X-Men 97 for the anniversary. I am debating tier 4 and Ancient One just for her leadership and her support passive with the Elemental, because it will be better than Storm, considering it's also a leadership, so she can, you know, just take up one slot. As for Crescent, I just don't think she's worth it. And this is coming from someone who, yeah, tier 4'd Moon Knight and Gwenpool the other week. But yeah, it's got to the point now where they're giving us a second mid-month apparently. It's going to be Elektra. What's happening to Medusa? We don't know. Emma Frost, like I said, still hoping, especially since they're making a big deal of the Hellfire Gala over on Rivals. Maybe we'll get something good for that for the anniversary. But yeah, why they're bringing in Elektra as yet, and I mean, I made a video like almost like a month or two ago now, talking about there being too many speed tier 4s, and now they're adding another mid one. What the fuck, Marvel? Like Netmarble, what the hell are you playing at? This feels like a really, really bad idea, and it's going to piss a lot of people off. In better news, I did pull my first mythic this week, my first mythic emblem in playing the Franklin and Valeria missions. So that was nice. It's instinct attack, so it'll be interesting to see how much of a difference that actually makes in game. I didn't realise that you have these little story dialogue boxes, so if I use Daredevil in content, I'll get a little Spidey pop up, I guess, almost like a striker, and he'll have some dialogue like with Deadpool. But yeah, as you can see, we're kind of tootling along with these at the moment. I'm curious. I know I was saying the other month, and I was right, about Defenders coming as a new team-up collection. I wouldn't be surprised if very soon we get a Fantastic Four collection, either for artifacts or emblems, or a team-up collection. I just get that feeling. You can see here, we don't have anything on offer at the moment. I'm expecting / hoping that come the anniversary we'll get sales on there, and then I might actually try and pick up some other emblems just to boost up that amount that I have at the moment, because I could do with a few more. But for the moment, let's do what we always do. Let's roll some artifacts and see if we can get lucky, because yeah, the game otherwise is pretty damn dry. And if we're holding out for a second mid, oh hello, a 3-star Summers, that's very nice. Yeah, if we're holding out for another mid-month before we get to the anniversary, there's not going to be a 10.9. I don't know how you guys feel, if you feel that maybe we were spoiled and we were lucky for so long having like such a good and dedicated team, for the first, like, you know, at least 7 of the 9 years. It feels like the last 2 years we've gone back to how it was, but it feels like new management has come in, or since like the massive success of solo leveling, Netmarble has finally decided, you know what, Marvel is a prestige brand, so we're going to keep it alive. We're going to keep Marvel Future Fight. Oh, hello, 2 3 stars at once. Shame I have them both. Kate Bishop and Captain Marvel, thanks very much. But yeah, oh, hello, 6-star Sandman. That will probably be reroll fodder, but very nice. We've got a 6-star at least, that's something. But yeah, I remember back in the day, Cynic Alex used to look at the old financial reports from Netmarble and do a breakdown and say, look, this is how much Marvel Future Fight is making us. You know, is in making Netmarble, not him. But he used to do a breakdown and say, you know, we're lucky that we get as much as we get for the game, considering how little money it represents in terms of their revenue. And it feels like, oh, hello, Franklin. Oh, yes, we want that one because that's the Fantastic Four revive. Nice. Obviously, a higher star would be better, but hey, we'll take it. That's very nice. And you know what? Even though we got 2 dud rolls of 1 stars after that, I don't care. But yeah, it feels like new management has come in at Netmarble, or someone somewhere along the lines has looked at it and said, you know what, we will keep Marvel Future Fight going because Marvel is a prestige brand, that we're going to absolutely gut the staff down to a skeleton crew. And it feels like this is just how the updates are going to be now going forward. They'll bring in new things to milk the whales, like I say, new team-up collections, new emblem collections. They'll probably do Tier 5 this year after the anniversary. I think that's pretty much a given at this rate, considering it's been so many years since Tier 4. We don't even get Tier 3s anymore. Like, the amount of times when we've had like these events going on where you get a Tier 3 selector book, and then I've just had to let it expire in my inbox because there are no new Tier 3s to use it on. Instead, the game's just like, oh, we'll just give everyone a Transcendence because we can't be asked. It really feels like the game is just like running on an absolute skeleton crew of probably like, you know, 4 or 5 people max, you know, and 2 of those are the ones who are dealing with, like, you know, monetizing the game as much as possible. You know, 1 person working on the actual animation, 1 person working on the sneak peeks, and then probably just, you know, an intern who does everything else that needs to be doing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the next full update. If they're going to do a 10.9, are we going to get something, or are they just going to skip straight to the anniversary and do an 11.0? It feels weird, but it does feel like there's a completely new team behind the wheels there. Sometimes it feels like they look back and they look at what other teams did, and you know, we do say that sometimes the sneak peeks can be really bagged, like the Crescent one. Felt like it was going back to the good old days where they actually put time and care into it, but then you get the slideshow ones, like Ancient one that goes alongside with it, and you just like, I think the problem is for a lot of us, it's where's the consistency? You know, if it was all crap, that would be one thing. And if it was all good, yeah, it would be great and we'd be living in dreamland. But obviously that's not going to happen again. We're never going to get back to the peaks of, you know, Infinity War and Endgame. That was the golden age of, well, the golden age of MFF and the golden age of the MCU. We're just going to scroll through here and see who we can re-roll. Unfortunately, it's only 5-star with Sentry, which is a shame. We could do with re-rolling him though to see if we can get the right Nope, that didn't work. Could do with getting the right instinct on him. No, okay. Well, we wasted those 2 5-stars, but it was worth it for the gamble. Now let's see who we can. I think it's probably going to be Logan that we're going to use our Sandman on because he's the first 6-star that comes to mind. Yeah. Oh, he does have the right instinct there. He has order. Decrease basic damage from boss types. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth messing with him, considering it's a 6-star one. So I don't want to then go and get a different, you know, alignment. Okay, you know what? We need Gwen's to be the correct instinct. So let's see if we can use Sandman on hers. Bam. Okay, that didn't work. But you know what? I'd rather risk it on her, who I just want and use a PvE, than completely messing up Wolverines, who is, you know, very much in my PvP team every week. So that was more worth it, I feel. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Like I say, drop a comment below. Let me know if you feel that the game is just running on fumes now and we're on a skeleton crew. Is it the inconsistency that bothers you? If it was all crap all the time, would it be as bad as it is now, where we get mostly crap, but then we get occasional glimpses of when the game was good, and it reminds us of how good it used to be? I kind of feel that's almost worse in a way. At least if it was all rubbish all the time, we could all just kind of wash our hands of it and go, yeah, it is what it is, throw our hands up and just, you know, enjoy it for what it is. But the fact that they do keep teasing us every now and then with glimpses of, you know, how good the game used to be, the reason that we are all here after 10 years, just kind of sucks. Because it's kind of like, you know, either go all in or don't bother at all. But this half-assed kind of approach, where sometimes they'll make an effort, sometimes they won't. It doesn't feel like they're really communicating with the player base anymore. We've seen a complete lack of, you know, surveys and interactions with us as they used to do. That's kind of died off in the last 12 months. It'll be a really big tell if we don't get a, you know, a big developer note or letter before the anniversary. We usually get that letter of appreciation and a dev note around about the same time. It should be coming up in the very near future. I mean, to be fair, we should already be on 10.9 and it should be coming in the, you know, the next couple of weeks, but who knows. So there we go. So we have the revival artifact for Miss Summers, which is very nice, and now we just have to find Franklin. And yeah, his is a really nice one because it's interesting that him and Valeria, sorry thing, we don't have one for you yet, but him and Valeria have really good support types, and it just makes me feel bad that we aren't going back to the stage of, you know, reworking things like artifacts when we get characters get a new tier 4 or a new uniform, because both Crescent and Ancient One have got crap ones, and we could have done with a rework to both of them, make them support types, you know, so that it applies to all allies. Ah, there he is, there's Franklin. You see here, he's got a great one now, giving him that revive to all Fantastic Four members. Or not the revive, but, you know, the don't die for 3 to 5 seconds, however long it is, depending on what star you've got it. Like I say, I'm expecting to see a new emblem collection soon, or a team-up collection for the Fantastic Four. I just get the feeling that that's going to be the route the game is going. It's just monetization, monetization, monetization. I was right with Defenders. It'll be interesting to see what we get for the anniversary. We might not get the team-up collection, which is a shame because, you know, we could throw in the likes of She-Hulk and Crystal, and I guess you could even have Baghead Spider-Man there as a new uniform for Spidey, since they love to give him one all the time. But I get the feeling it'll probably be the emblem collection next, because, you know, keep us on our toes, keep us spending money. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, a bit of a longer one today, but had a few things to say. And I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, take care.
We await your return, warrior.